What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Post-Gazette Pirates YouTube channel. Colin, Beazley, Noah, Hiles here from PNC Park, where the Pirates just secured their first series victory in the month of May. They beat the Atlanta Braves by a final score of 4-3 here at PNC Park on Sunday, Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day to all the moms watching as well. Joey Bart, the hero, he drives in the game-winning run with a fielder's choice in the bottom of the ninth. Pirates have a little bit of mojo going for them right now, Colin. Under new manager Don Kelly, a lot to break down in this series. I feel like we can start here with the new skipper.
Yeah, I don't know how much of this is Don Kelly. It's definitely at least part of it, but there's a better feeling around this team. There's a better feeling in the ballpark. I don't know how much of it is just one hire versus having 2 wins, but it seems like there are a lot of people who are happier to be at the ballpark over these last couple days than they have been in a few days before that.
Yeah, and I don't take that as a slight at Derek Shelton. I don't think the team was, thrilled to see him go. I think they all understood it, and I do feel like when you're playing poorly and you feel like it's inevitable that your manager is about to be fired, that hangs over everyone's head. You could see Shelton kind of wearing that stress with him in his final days with the club. And I think that the roster as itself, everybody on the Major League roster, felt that pressure as well. It was inevitable. It happened. And after it happened, they were kind of able to say, all right, it's done. Let's move forward. And so props to Don Kelly for the message that he delivered to get this group's focus a little bit better, because it felt like in this series, which was far from perfect, they still did not score a lot of runs. But I felt like both of the wins they had in this series were games they probably would have lost had that same negative cloud been lurking over top of them in the form of Shelton's imminent firing. So props to Don Kelly for getting a series win in his first series at the helm. What else stood out to you, Colin?
Yeah, I also want to talk about Joey Bart, who had a really, really good series. The Atlanta kid, Georgia Tech alum, going against a team that plays very, very near to where he grew up.
Yeah.
He was 2 for 5 today. Thought it was 3 for 5 before the fielder's choice. What I thought was a single was ruled a fielder's choice. 4 for 4 yesterday. A lot of singles. Seems like he's seeing the ball well. He says that he tries to keep his confidence at the same level every single game, regardless of how he's playing. But you can tell he's swinging it with a little bit of extra pep. That sort of thing could potentially go through the rest of the lineup. Hopefully, that's what I'm sure the Pirates are hoping for over the upcoming series.
Yeah, and they really needed it, Colin. I mean, it wasn't like the lineup as a whole was a juggernaut this series. They didn't score a ton of runs. Brian Reynolds is still a guy that they really need to get going. O'Neal Cruz went down with an injury, wasn't available to play Sunday. But when you look at the matchup on paper, Pirates versus Chris Sale, and no O'Neal Cruz in the lineup, you think, how in the world are they going to generate any sort of runs? And they end up having their best inning offensively of the entire month so far, scoring 3 runs in the bottom of the 5th. That's their first inning of 3+ runs since April 22nd against the Angels. And as you noted, Colin, that inning was highlighted, or capped off, I should say, by a big hit from Joey Bart, driving in Brian Reynolds from second base, a nice 2-out knock to turn something into a little bit of a crooked number, and that's something this team needs to do more often.
Yeah, exactly. And what I was most impressed by is it wasn't one big knock. Joey Bart's hit was a single, that's key, but they did it with some small ball. They did it with a double steal. They took advantage of a Braves mistake in the form of the pass ball from Drake Baldwin. They did a lot of little things in that inning. There wasn't any 450-foot home run. They found a way to score 3 runs, and those 3 runs were really, really important today and really, really important overall.
And those 3 runs were enough until Mlodzinski left the rotation, or left the game, I should say. They needed 1 more to win. But 3 runs would have been enough for a couple of their games this series, because the pitching was really good. Starting pitching was excellent this series. Bailey Falter was really good on Friday to get them a win. Saturday, they got a really nice outing from Andrew Heaney, a quality start. He obviously got the no decision, and they ended up losing in extra innings for that one. And then Carmen Mlodzinski gets a no decision, but the best start we've seen from him in his big league career, 5 2/3 scoreless. Had a little bit longer of a leash, it seemed like, today, and he rewarded his skipper for allowing him to do that. He was aggressive in the zone. He attacked his spots. His fastball was hitting everywhere where it needed to go, and he left the game with the team ahead.
Yeah, he gave the Pirates a really, really good chance to win today, and they did end up winning. I also was really impressed by how he pitched and how Ryan Borucki pitched. It seemed like because 4 different relievers had pitched both Friday and Saturday, Dennis Santana being one of them who did end up needing to be used, Pirates did not have their full bullpen today. Found a way to turn to the other guys, and obviously the Tanner Rainey decision didn't end up working out, but they found a way to get a win even without a lot of their leverage guys available.
Yeah, Borucki, I mean, I'm glad you brought that up because the starting pitching is kind of the highlight of this series. They got 2 quality starts and we're 1 out away from getting a 3rd one. But Borucki, I think, might have had the best individual effort out of any pitcher, getting 3 ups there, going through this lineup. And I understand why they made the move. It was Austin Riley, I believe, is why they pulled him. And if you're a 30-plus-year-old reliever who's now pitching in your 3rd inning of work, and you're facing Austin Riley and it's lefty on righty, there are plenty of signs that say, hey, it might be time to make a change. Obviously, like you said, that change didn't work out just right, but they lived to tell the tale, 1. And 2, it shouldn't take away from what Borucki accomplished. He came in and mid-inning and kept it going. He's been really good this year.
Yeah, and they found a way to win without having David Bednar available. They found a way without having Caleb Ferguson available. They didn't have to use Chase Shugart again. And that sort of thing sets them up for success because, again, they play baseball tomorrow. They've got 6 games in the next 7 days. I assume Dennis Santana will not pitch in a 4th consecutive game tomorrow. But by having that outing from Ryan Borucki, that's the sort of thing that leads to not only a win today, but a better chance of wins moving forward.
They go to New York tomorrow. Colin will be there, and then Philly after that. You want to talk about a challenging road trip. Holy cow. 2 of the better teams in the National League, if not 2 of the more dangerous lineups in all of Major League Baseball. What are you looking to see from these guys? I
mean, just as a fan of baseball, anytime you get to see Paul Skeens go against the top lineup like we'll see tomorrow, seeing him against the Mets, he's lined up for starts against the Mets and the Phillies. Both of those are ones that I have circled and ones I'm looking forward to. But most importantly, I'm looking forward to seeing if this momentum, if this good feeling from having Don Kelly here, if that can continue against a couple of really dangerous teams. Having that sort of momentum, having that sort of good vibe is something that's really important in Major League Baseball. As you know, over 162 games, you need whatever momentum you can get and whatever good feelings you have. So I'm looking forward to seeing if that continues over against some really, really quality opponents.
He's Colin Beazley. I'm Noah Hiles. Check out all of our work at Post-Gazette.com. Get yourself a digital subscription if you don't have one already, and subscribe to this YouTube channel where we will have you covered for the whole season.
Thank you for checking out this content from Post-Gazette Sports. If you watch this video on YouTube, please like the video and subscribe to our channel. For all of the sports coverage the Post-Gazette has to offer, visit Post-Gazette.com.